Hey, I'm TM, and this is Animal Man by Jeff Lemire, and you're watching Comic Addicts with SFawn82.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Comic Book Addicts. This is episode, what is it? 58, episode 58. It's March 11th. The time changed. It messed me all up. I've been messed up the last couple of days with my sleep and stuff. Hope you guys are doing better with it than I am. But anyways, hope everybody's having a great Monday. It is Monday. Means the Monday night lineup. And we got a great Monday night lineup this evening. Izzy kicked it off as usual with the comic book weekly pull list, and it was a lot of fun over there. He runs down the hot 10 list and does a giveaway every week, and it's just always a lot of fun over there. And after that is Comic Book Addicts, of course, and we got some good shows. I'll talk about that in just a minute. Unfortunately, tonight Between the Lines will be canceled. They had a great guest and everything, but they just weren't able to do it this week, but they will definitely be back next week. So come back next week at 8:35 p.m. Eastern Time at Geek Out with Roscoe's channel. They're going to be back with an awesome Between the Lines. Be sure at 9 p.m. to check out 22 Comics doing his top 10 alternatives. I love that live stream. He comes up with different alternative picks to the Hot 10 list every week, and it's always a lot of fun. If you've never checked out 22 Comics, be sure to go check that one out. It's a fun live stream. And then wrapping it up at 10 p.m., we got my buddy Will with his Monday Night Raw books over at Cupo Comics on YouTube. So a lot of cool live streams going on Monday night, and I hope you guys can check them out. Hope everybody's doing well. We got St. Patrick's Day coming up on Sunday. I don't know if anybody does anything for St. Patrick's Day. I normally don't, honestly. I probably will be working. But anyways, let's see who we got in the chat. We got a lot of people in the chat here. We got Las Cruces as usual. First, saying good morning. He was here at 11:25 a.m. bright and early this morning. I was at work. Saying he also said hooray and woohoo and hello from New Mexico. Thank you, Las Cruces. I appreciate you coming out, brother. We got Wellbore in the house. He says good afternoon. Hooray. Woohoo and hello from Alberta. Thanks for coming out, Wellbore. I appreciate you, man. I hope that you're doing well. He also says, make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in, eh? I can't say it like that. I have a shitty Southern accent, so I'm not going to be able to say it like he would. Phil's Treehouse in the house. He says, spoon. What's up, man? You got Las Cruces. Let's see. Bleeker saying, Vaughn. What's up, Bleeker? Hope you're doing well, man. I caught a little bit of his Sunday church. If you guys are ever not doing anything on a Sunday morning, Bleak goes live every Sunday, and it's always a fun community hangout there. It's always a good time. Let's see. We got AQ saying back for more after the Morpheus show. Dude, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming back out. We got a great guest tonight. First timer. He does a lot of movie reviews, so it's going to be a fun, different change of pace. Got a few things I wanted to talk about first before we bring out the cool guests. Last week up for pre-order. I'm super excited about this. I just wanted to talk about it for a second. We got some amazing books coming up, and they just happen to be dropping on my birthday, April 3rd. I hope you guys got your pre-orders in for these books. There was an A, a B, a C cover for each one, not counting the ratios and stuff like that. But Redcoat and Geiger and Rook Exodus, they have all been amazing from what I've read of the title so far. And if you haven't checked them out, I highly recommend checking them out. And the connecting covers are awesome as well. This is the B covers for the titles. And I just I put them together in this thumbnail just to show you guys how freaking awesome these cover Bs are going to be for this title. And wanted to throw it up on the screen and show you guys what it looked like all put together. But I pre-ordered these three, and I can't wait for my birthday. Is going to be really cool this year because it actually falls on a new comic book day. So I'm excited about that. And Ghost Machine release day. There's a lot of good books that are coming out that day. We got Brian LCS popping in. What's up, Brian? He says, evening all. Hope you're doing well, man. Let's see. Did I miss Frog? Yeah, we got Frog Brawler. Says good evening. What's up, Frog? I also wanted to talk about shit. Whoops. Okay. I also wanted to talk about in 2 weeks. Speaking of pre-orders, did you guys pre-order Feral? This book is going to be hot. It is definitely going to be hot. So I hope you guys pre-ordered it. The ash can is already showing up on hot lists. It's going to be rid of this. But in 2 weeks, on Monday, March 25th, Trish Forstner is going to be coming on Comic Book Addicts to talk with us about Feral. I'm going to be asking her all about it. I'm going to be asking her about these cool horror variants, what Feral is about, what makes it different from Stray Dogs. We're going to be asking her a lot of cool stuff. And Trish is an amazing person. She's just a lot of fun to hang out with. But guess what, guys? On top of that, I will have co-host Caroline, Lady Fantastic, hanging out. So I couldn't think of a better co-host to have. So it's going to be me and Caroline, Lady Fantastic, talking to Trish. And I'm sure Caroline will bring some very interesting uh, points of view to the table. And it's going to be fun. I'm so looking forward to that. So I hope you guys will come in 2 weeks, March 25th, Comic Book Addicts. And it's 2 days before Feral drops. So I'm super excited. Next week, we got Katie. We got K-pop. Will be coming to hang out for the first time. K-pop Junkie. So I'm really looking forward to that one. We got a lot of really good shows coming up, y'all. Trish Forstner on the 25th. April 1st, April Fool's Day, is when I'm going to be doing my birthday live stream. And we're going to have special guest Sonia Saturday. I had such a good time hanging out with Sonia last year that when I was trying to think of who I wanted back to hang out with me for my birthday show, I wanted Sonia to come back. So she's going to come back. She actually agreed to come back and hang out with us. That's going to be awesome. We got Ryan, Colossus Collector, coming up on April 8th. He's a really cool collector in the community. April 15th, we got World at War Comics. Kingsville 2 will drop soon. Really cool book. Good book. And I can't wait to have him back to talk all about it. April 22nd, LJ Alfaro, awesome collector, a young collector. And I feel like it's real important that we have, it's very important to have young readers in the comic book community. And I wanted to have LJ on and welcome him and talk to him about comics and what he's reading. And April 29th, we'll have Brian Silverbacks. That's going to be a lot of fun. We had to reschedule it last time due to a scheduling conflict, but Brian agreed to come back. And he is an amazing artist. And speaking of amazing artists, May 6th, Shop for Comics, community artist. He's done some art for me, and he's done some for the CBC Awards and a lot of other people in the community. Shop is a really cool dude. And actually, I'll throw it up on the screen here. That's some of the art that he did for me. But hit him up if you want to check out, or if you want anything done, or if you just want to check out some art, check him out on IG at Shop for Comics. But anyways, he's going to be coming and hanging out. And then we got the week after that, we're going to be circling back to recovery because I feel like it's really important to do some recovery stuff here and there. And it's a fun change of pace, and it's important for me, and I like talking about it. So we're going to do a recovery thing May 13th. So I hope you guys will come hang out for that. May 20th, we're going to have Black Box Comics. Black Box, they have so many good titles, including Dream Master by Jonathan Hedrick that I love. So I'm looking forward to Black Box coming and hanging out with me on that Comic Book Addicts. So I hope you guys will come back and hang out. And let me quit blabbing, bring out the guests. We got a cool guest tonight, guys. Here for the first time. My guest tonight, he started off as sort of a duo, him and his brother. And they were doing film reviews. They go by Chris and Ralph Productions on Instagram and YouTube. These guys, it started Chris and Ralph, but it's really more Chris doing the content now. But anyways, Chris does a lot of TV reviews, film reviews. He's a really cool dude. And I wanted to get him on here this week to talk about what got him and Ralph making content, as well as discussing what he does best, movies. We're going to have a little bit of a movie week this week. So y'all help me welcome on Comic Book Addicts for the very first time, Chris and Ralph Productions. Chris, what's up, man?
What is good, Scott? What is good, Chad? I am so excited to be on. I've been thinking about this all week. Like, honestly, I really have.
Awesome, man. Yeah, dude, I've been excited. The last time I think I got to hang out with you was me, you, and Frank on a live. You collect what live stream? I think. Am I?
for Christmas. Yeah, yeah, it was.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh no,
yeah.
it was Frank's BS. His weekly BS. It was during
Frank
Christmas.
Weekly BS. Yes, that
There
was the
you
last
go.
time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but we've done live streams together, and you're a really cool
Mhm.
dude. I've always enjoyed hanging out with you.
Same
So
to
how to
you.
get you
Same
on
to you.
Comic Book Addicts, man? And thank you for coming and hanging out with us this week.
Of course, I am beyond excited. I'm happy to meet your chat. I've been reading the chat right here, and when I was waiting, and yeah, they're excited to see another episode, and hopefully I get to be interesting. So we'll see, but I appreciate it.
Well, dude, what have you been up to since the last time that we were live around Christmas?
Yeah,
What's up,
I've
Canadian
been
Survival?
doing I've been doing videos sporadically in terms of like long-term video. I've been doing shorts. I've been doing a lot of shorts. Been doing reactions, and yeah, just work and life. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of movies. That's what I do in my spare time. I read and watch movies. So yeah, that's what I've been doing since Christmas. Nothing's really changed.
Staying out of trouble, I hope.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's easy. I'm a homebody. No trouble for me to get into.
Yeah, I'm just messing with you, man. So tell us a little bit for anybody that isn't familiar with you. Where are you from? Where do you currently reside?
Yeah.
And
So I'm
who are you?
Yeah, so I'm born and raised in Houston, Texas. I am a Texan.
Nice.
Reside in Houston, Texas. So growing up here, it's what I think the fourth largest city in America. So even though I'm from Texas, I also grew up in the city. So it's a mixture of both, a mixture of like city life, Texas life. So that's pretty much my upbringing. And what brought me here to YouTube, I just love movies. I love TV shows, and for years I've been wanting to do reviews and just talk about it. Even if I had one person to talk to on YouTube, or 100 or 1,000, I just wanted my thoughts to be out there. Um, and outside of YouTube, I go to school and I just work. So that's pretty much my life. That's pretty much about me.
What are you going to school for? If you don't mind
I
me
go to
asking.
school. No, yeah, yeah. I go to the University of Houston. I go for technical communications, which is as boring as it sounds. It's just basically technical writing. So I want to be like an editor. I
Very
honestly,
cool.
I can work for like an editor for a newspaper, hell, even an editor for a comic book. But we'll see how where my career path goes. But yeah, that's what I'm
Mhm.
going to school for.
I actually think that's very cool, man. Congratulations
Yeah,
that you know what you want to do. I think that's really cool. As young as you are to know what you want to do and be on that path. Congratulations, dude.
I
That's awesome.
appreciate that. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. That's really cool.
Someone said, "Go Cougs, go Cougs."
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I've actually seen University of Houston. You guys, Paul Wall comes through every so often.
I've seen
He
Paul Wall a good amount of times. Someone said, "Where in Houston?" I reside in east side of Houston, so yeah. But yeah, Paul Wall, I've seen him a bunch. There's been times where I've been at concerts for like a random rapper, and Paul Wall standing by the bathroom. I'm like, Excuse me, Paul Wall, I gotta get through." He's like, "All right, man." I'm like, "Cool."
Yeah, it seems like every time I would watch like a bowl game or something that University of Houston's playing, and Paul Wall's always on the sidelines. He's like an ambassador for the team.
The Houston rappers, they're like embedded in the city. Like they don't just rap it, like they reside in the city. You could see them at gas stations. Bun B has his restaurant here, which is always, always packed.
I love
So
Bun B, man. I
yeah,
grew
I
up
love
listening
Bun
to
B.
UGK. There's
Yeah,
some of my favorites, definite legends for sure.
RIP Pimp C. RIP Pimp
Yes,
C.
absolutely, one of my favorites of all time. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
yeah, so you're growing up in a city of some legends, man. That's awesome. I love
Definitely.
Houston rap.
Yeah, man.
Um, Now you called your channel Chris and Ralph Productions.
Yeah.
Probably pretty obvious to most where it comes from, but can you explain why you decided to go with that name?
Yeah, so Chris, so Ralph, what he wants to do growing up, Ralph is my younger brother for people who don't know. Me and him, we
Yep,
do videos. Mainly, I do the videos now, mostly. He doesn't whenever he feels comfortable doing them. But essentially, Ralph, what he wants to do is he wants to be, a writer. He wants to be an animator. So that's his dream. So the
that's
productions
cool.
part came
I like that.
from, productions like whenever we build this over the many years, Productions is going to be sort of like our company name. And then Chris and Ralph, Chris and Ralph.
That's your names, of course.
Yeah, that's our names. I had thought about dropping productions recently, but I was like, we'll keep productions for now.
Roll with it for now.
Yeah,
That's cool, man. And you started doing it
that's
together,
what's up.
but like you were saying, he kind of oh, that's nice, Mike. Hell yeah. Um you, you guys started together, but he's a little more camera shy. And so you're a little more into making content than he is. So it started as a duo
Yeah,
thing, but you've kind of now taken it over as far as
yeah.
like the in front of the camera stuff on
Hmm.
your own.
Yeah, which is totally fine. I understand. He's told me that there's times where he just rather just not make videos. He wants to take
Mhm.
breaks. Obviously, it's his
It's
choice.
not
I'm
for
not gonna.
everybody.
It's not for everybody. Yeah, and whenever we started it, he was really like he wanted to do it, and then over the last few years, or I guess the last year or so, he kind of was like, okay, I'll do a video here and there, but there's times where I get uncomfortable on camera at times. So I'm like, oh, obviously, totally understand. I always ask him like, "Hey, do you want to do this video?" And he gives me the thumbs up, then we'll do it. But
Yeah.
there's definitely times, even last week, he came out to me. He's like, "Hey, I want to do this video because I'm like, I want to talk about this." So we do it, you know. So yeah,
Nice. Well, you guys, what made y'all decide to start doing the movie reviews? Do you watch a lot of movies?
yeah. I watch a lot of movies, and I think ever since I was just even like in high school, I even had my own sports blog in high school, where
Oh,
I
that's
would
cool.
update it like on a daily basis. I did that for I would say 6 months, and then 17-year-old get lazy and you just don't do it anymore. That happened.
Right.
Um, but I've
Understandable.
always been interested in just like having my thoughts either be written down or be on video. Um, and it's just something that I've always enjoyed, just discussing things, reviewing things, because I love passionate people. Like I
Mm,
spend a lot of time, and I'm sure a lot of people watching spend many hours just watching others talk about the things that they love, because that's what I
absolutely.
like to watch. That's what I love to watch.
Yep.
So that's where I guess where it came from is where I just am interested in just talking about these things that I love. Because even before YouTube, me and my friends, we would talk about movies for hours, hours on end, and we had the most interesting conversations. So at a point, I started in my head watching people do it on camera, and I tell myself, if they can do it, you can do it. So that's pretty much how it started.
Awesome, man. And
Yeah.
how often would you say you guys go to the movies? How often do you catch a new movie? You
So
go a
this
lot.
year, we go a lot. So this year we've only gone twice, but there really hasn't been that much coming out since, the early part of the year. I would say the first 2.5 months, there really isn't much.
Yeah.
March is gonna have a few good movies coming out. But last year, I think we went to the theater, I think probably like 35 times
Oh, geez, man.
last year. Yeah. So close to once a week. There were a few weeks where there was really nothing out, but
Yeah.
we try to go to the movies as often as we can.
And you guys, you both collect, right? You both collect various things. What all do you
Yes.
collect?
So I collect McFarlane's and Marvel Legends primarily.
Nice.
Um,
Very cool.
as you see behind me, I have a couple of figures behind. I have
Yeah, you
some
got some
graphic
awesome stuff
novels.
back there. Some
Yeah,
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. This is the set that came out, I think, a couple of years ago. They're actually on sale right now on Amazon. So if you're interested in these, they're pretty cheap on Amazon right now. It's like
Very cool.
$7 for Sue, I think. And then some McFarlane's right there.
Marlin Toys.
And
Nice.
yes, sir. And then Ralph, primarily collects Funko Pops. He actually made a video about a month ago where he's gonna stop collecting Funko Pops for now because he wants to focus on Marvel Legends and he wants to focus on Blu-rays. So
Oh,
he's
cool.
gonna move on from Funkos and he's gonna go to that stuff. To the physical media is what he really likes.
That's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes you change it up. Your hobbies change. That's
Hmm.
understandable. Especially
Yeah.
like when you're growing up in high school, man. Like I've probably been through 30 hobbies since I've been in high school.
Tell me about it. And my collecting addiction started when I was 5 years old because
Nice.
I had to have every Power Ranger, I had to have
Nice.
every Ninja
Cool.
Turtle, and then it just evolved over time.
Very cool, man. Do you do any comic collecting? Do you do any reading at all?
So I collect primarily graphic novels because I
Okay.
get overwhelmed with there's always like a number one issue. Like for me, it's kind of hard to follow. I, I there's a comic book shop that's like less than 2 minutes from me. I'll go over and be like, "Hey, what's new?" And he'll show me what's new, and I get like overstimulated. I'm like, "Oh, this is a lot. I don't know where to start." What
Right.
graphic novels do you have? Because for me, it's just simpler. I guess somewhat like just want to just okay, what's ready for me to be beginning to end, and also because of patience. At times I could be impatient, and I know a comic run can run months and months and years.
Yeah,
And for me,
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
let me just have the story right now so I can enjoy it.
yeah,
So
man. You
right
get
here,
the
you see
whole
behind
art.
me is the graphic novels. Yeah.
Oh, you got a nice little stack of graphic novels there.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What all you been reading?
So recently, I've read Heroes in Crisis, which is a Tom King book. This is
Tom King.
basically
Cool.
about a sanctuary for the heroes where they can go and sort of get if they're having mental issues or depression, anxiety. And
Yeah.
this book is very, very intimate. Obviously, there's action. Harley Quinn and Booster Gold are the two main characters in this book. And they go hand to hand. Like they have some nice combat, but primarily it's just you just see the heroes, DC heroes, look into the camera like each panel, and they just have confessions or they just talk about how they're depressed or how they feel alone, even though they're heroes and they're on every camera's on them. Whenever they get behind closed doors, they feel sad. So this book
Oh
is
wow,
basically kind of like making every hero feel be vulnerable and just express their emotions. So I really love that book.
man, that sounds good. I've never read that
Yeah.
before. I'm gonna have to check it out. That
It's a
sounds. I
good
like
read.
Tom King.
And there's like heroes that you wouldn't even thought would have been in this book. Like there's probably like over 50 heroes and some of them just pop up, say a confession and leave. They don't that's the only time they pop up in the book.
That's
So I
interesting.
really dig it. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah, are you a
Yeah.
fan of Tom King? Do you read anything else by Tom King at all?
Yeah, I'm reading Mr. Miracle, which he did a few years ago.
Oh, cool.
That
Yeah,
I'm
that
in the
was a
middle
cool
of
run.
reading that. Yes, I love it a lot, and I think he's my favorite writer right now. Like I follow him on all the socials.
Nice.
I know he's doing the Lantern show for DCU for James Gunn. He's gonna write that show,
Oh,
so
cool. That's very
he's
cool.
gonna get way more exposure. So he's already big within the comic, graphic novel, but now
Yeah,
he's gonna end up becoming like a TV show. So he's gonna get bigger.
dude,
So
that's
right
huge.
now, yeah, right now he is my favorite writer.
Have you ever? Well, he's doing Animal Pound right now, so you should
Yeah,
probably check that out. That's been pretty good. But he did a Supergirl run as well,
I
which
have that right
I've been
here.
wanting to check out the trade for that. I've been wanting to pick up the trade, because I've heard that was really good as well. But I've never read that one.
I'm gonna
But
see if
he
I
does
can get it.
the Vision series that he does is really good. Tom King's written a lot of good stuff.
I'm trying to grab Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. There we go. It's at
That's
the
it. Yeah,
bottom.
Woman of Tomorrow. Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard that one is really good. I haven't read it yet, but I've heard it's really
Ash
good.
just fell. Ash Williams just fell. Oh well.
The Vision series that he wrote was really, really good. I
Yeah,
love that series.
I didn't finish it. I need to finish it, but it was great. The first few issues that I did read was really, really good.
Yeah. Are there any other writers that you pick up normally, or are there any other titles that you're reading right now?
Gerard Way, obviously the lead singer. I forget the band. What band is he from? I forget.
Oh, I don't
Gerard
know,
Way.
man.
Well, he's a. I'm reading his Doom Patrol series that he did a few years ago because I love Doom Patrol.
Okay.
I see. There's 3 volumes. I have volume 1 up there. Volume 2 is down here. I
Cool.
need to get volume 3. And let's see who else am I reading. Alan Moore, of course. Alan Moore. You can't go wrong with
Alan
him.
Moore.
So yeah, that's right now.
Okay.
That's what I'm reading.
Mike says, love Tom King. Shout out to Gotham Year One and Danger Street, which I haven't read either one of those either.
I need to read Year One. I've been seeing his posts on it the last few months, and it looks so good.
Mike does a lot of comic reviews, like sort of the same way that you do the movie reviews and stuff. Mike Evil's Comics, he does a lot of comic book reviews over on his channel. Some really good
Okay.
ones too. Thanks for hanging out with us, Mike. Um, anyways, going back to movies a little bit, man. I had you on because
Yeah.
you do a lot of movie reviews, and obviously, I wanted to talk a little bit about some movies.
Of course. Yeah.
What's I think as a comic book fan, like I've loved seeing all the heroes that I grew up reading about being brought to life on the big screen. What have been some of your favorite superhero movies that have come out?
Oh my gosh,
Because there's been
I
like some,
I
there's been
love
some
that question.
There's been some good ones, but there's been some really bad ones as well.
Some really bad ones. And some of the bad ones are fun to watch just to like hate watch them or just make fun of them.
Yeah.
But some of my favorite ones of all time, okay. Dark Knight, I think for sure is up
Dark
there.
Knight.
Is it a
Nice.
one for
That's
one
a good movie.
adaptation? Of course not. You know, not anything, not everything's gonna be one for one adaptation. But I think Christopher Nolan's iteration of the Dark Knight, I think, is beautiful. It's just
Mhm.
as a movie, I think it's pound for pound amazing. Um, for Marvel, I'd say my favorite MCU movie is Civil War.
Nice. Civil War's
Um,
good. I like it.
yeah. When I saw that in theaters in 2016, there was like multiple times where like my jaw dropped because of the sequences they had on screen. And I think Steve Rogers, Tony Stark, their story, I think is just very compelling. So Civil War for sure is up there for me. And another one of my other favorite comic book movies, I want to say is Winter Soldier, another Captain America film.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's a good one too. Yeah, I like that one a lot. It
it
doesn't get
goes up
brought
there.
up a lot in conversation when you're talking about good superhero movies, but that's a
It
good one,
doesn't.
man.
Yeah, and obviously the big ones, Endgame, No Way Home, Infinity War. Yeah, those are amazing. Those are like cameo fests, and I love them as well. But I like the more grounded stories, like Spider-Man: Homecoming, which is a lot of people probably don't look at that one as like their favorite Spider-Man movie, but I like how grounded it is. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
he ends the movie in his homemade suit. Like I love that. So it's
What's
nice.
your favorite of what's your favorite of all the actors to play Spider-Man? Who would be your favorite?
Biased growing up would say Toby because that's the
Toby?
movie that I grew up with.
Cool.
But if I'm being pound for pound realistic, I think it's Tom Holland. Tom
Cool.
Holland, I think, is my favorite Spider-Man
Awesome.
because first of all, Toby was 35 playing a 17-year-old. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but basically, which is not his fault. But obviously, I'm not going to hold that against him. But I just love Tom Holland's the way he just portrayed Peter Parker, the nerdiness, the awkwardness, the
Yeah.
geekiness. Andrew Garfield, obviously, he's probably a lot of people's favorite, and he's had a renaissance because of No Way Home.
Yeah.
Um, for me, I always thought he was too cool for school to be Peter Parker. I'm like, Peter Parker's nerdy. You can't have Andrew Garfield like, excuse me, and he's like over here looking like a model. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, you
but
have a point. You have a
yeah,
point.
but
I was gonna say I don't really feel like there's a wrong answer to that
definitely,
question, but
yeah.
you got a good point though with Andrew Garfield. Mike wants to know what's the most technical movie you've ever watched or you have watched. Maybe not ever.
Technical movie, ooh, that's a tough one. Because technical, when you think of that, I think more of like art house, like Kubrick, more of like 70s. I would
Well, answer it
say
however you interpret the question to
the way
me.
I interpret is Serpico. I don't know if that's the true definition of a technical movie, but Serpico is a movie from the 70s. It's an Al Pacino movie.
Nice.
Essentially, he is a good cop in a bad precinct, and he's trying to do good, but everyone around him, including his boss, his fellow officers, are trying to bring him down because he's trying to expose the corruption in the police force, and he's out there just trying to fight the good fight. And yeah, Serpico, I love Serpico, really good.
Awesome.
It's a classic Pacino performance. He's yelling 95% of the time, but it's really good.
Now, what do you think of the Superman stuff we've been seeing recently?
So I've been absolutely loving it. James Gunn actually liked my comment today on Instagram, so that's
Oh,
always
that's
amazing.
cool. That is
Yeah.
nice.
I've loved it. Superman, I think it's time for a revival of that character. No disrespect to the Man of Steel, Henry Cavill. It's not my favorite iteration or
Mhm.
performance or adaptation or whatever.
Yeah.
So James Gunn, I'm wearing a James Gunn Cosmo shirt. I love James Gunn.
Oh, that's cool. I
So
like that.
I'm like super excited for Superman. And they started filming the other day, and they're only going to start filming more. So I just want to see the suit. I'm just ready to see that suit. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, we got a
They're gonna
teaser of it.
Yeah, we did. 'Cause we got the S on his chest.
Yep.
From what I read, they start shooting in Ohio in a few weeks. So hopefully, you're gonna be in Ohio. There's gonna be a crap ton of fans there. I'm sure there's gonna be some photos.
Yeah, man. And what do you think about the Deadpool? Are you excited about Deadpool?
I am hyped for that movie. Obviously, Hugh Jackman. A lot of people were upset when he first was casted because he's not 5'2". Obviously, he's what 6'3" Australian. But
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman to me is the poster child of longevity.
Oh man,
He
I love Logan, dude. Logan is such a good movie.
Logan is such a beautiful movie. I forgot to mention that earlier. Logan, I love Logan a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy to see Hugh Jackman back and under good conditions because whenever he left Wolverine the first time, back in what 2017, it's because his body couldn't handle it anymore. Like he was getting older.
Mm.
Yeah, he at times he's had battles with cancer and stuff. So for him to come back, I think is what he I'm sure he's really wanted to come back. And that truck, they backed up the truck. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Disney check. So
Dude, I can't wait for that one. What do you think? Do you think that we're gonna see? I mean, obviously, we're gonna see a lot of cameos. Who do you expect is gonna be in it? Do you think we'll see Dazzler?
I think we'll see Dazzler, and I think they're gonna end up doing Taylor Swift as Dazzler. I
Okay.
think that's what they're gonna end up doing
Okay.
because if you look on the socials, Dazzler, which is if they say it's gonna be Taylor Swift, she hangs out a lot with Ryan Reynolds' wife, like they're best friends essentially.
Okay.
So Ryan Reynolds being Deadpool and him, I'm sure has conversations with Taylor Swift. There's a chance that she'll probably be Dazzler. Outside of Dazzler, I want to see the original X-Men from the 2000s, Halle Berry. I want to see her come back. Everyone loves
Uh,
Halle Berry, so
I
her
think
her
we're
as
getting Jennifer Garner Electra in it.
Elektra, yeah. And we're not getting Ben Affleck Daredevils. Apparently, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it should be exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I want to see my number one is Halle Berry. I want to see her back as Storm because she was always one of my favorite characters growing up.
Yeah, she's beautiful. I've always loved Halle
Yeah.
Berry. But what's been the best movie that you guys have seen this year so far? Which I mean,
This
we're only a couple months into the year, but what's
mhm.
been the best one that you reviewed this year?
Oh, this year. Well, so the other day we actually saw Kung Fu Panda, which is pretty fun.
Oh, cool.
But for this year, I'm going through my list. To check for 2024. Oof, I don't know. I can't think of anything. I would say
What
Kung Fu
about
Panda
last
4.
year? What about
Last year,
maybe like
okay,
the last half of 2023?
that's 2023. Okay, let me take a look at my list. Sorry. Okay. So Godzilla minus one, I think, is easily my top three movies of the last year. It
Awesome.
won an Oscar last night, so I was so happy for them.
Did you watch the
Uh,
Oscars last night? I didn't catch
I
it.
I did, and I normally do, but this year I was kind of like, you go on Twitter and the whole thing's uploaded for you, basically the highlights. So I
Yeah.
was just on Twitter, just looking through the acceptance speeches and stuff. But I was so happy that Godzilla minus one won, because it was very deserving. So Godzilla, Oppenheimer obviously won a crap ton of awards last night. So
Yeah.
Oppenheimer, I think, is one of the best movies in recent years. It's just really, really good.
What did you think
Um,
about the Barbie movie? Did you think it was okay, or what did you think about it?
I enjoyed it a lot. I obviously the people had a stigma against it because it's Barbie, it's girly, but if you sit there and watch it, it has a deeper meaning. There's a bigger message to it.
Mhm.
Obviously, Ryan Gosling was hilarious. He
Yeah,
was
he was.
my
He
favorite
was
part of
good.
the movie. And Margot Robbie, she's so gorgeous. Like
Oh my god, I know, just
like you
gorgeous.
can't hate looking at the movie. It's just she's just so appealing to look at. Um, but I think her performance was great for what they asked her to do, to be a Barbie doll, and then for her to like sort of like have these emotions that were her wanting to be human. I thought it was a great story. Yeah.
Yeah, man, me too.
Mm.
Um, getting into like all time favorites. What would be like top five, top 10 favorites of all time? Like, what are your personal favorites?
Okay, so I have the top 10 in front of me.
Okay.
Did you want me to go 10 through one? I can go through the
Yeah,
list if
man.
you like.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
hear it.
Okay.
Here's
Okay,
the
so
top
this
10, y'all.
top 10. Wait, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 11 actually. I have
Oh,
11.
11. Okay.
Okay. All right. So the reason why I did 11 is because I felt wrong leaving this off the list, which is Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes,
Um,
that would actually be on my list as well. So that's very
Definitely.
cool.
It was in my top 10. It was like number 8, and then I kept adding other movies, and then it ended up falling out of the top 10, but it's my favorite horror movie of all time, so that's number 1. Obviously
Good
being
choice.
from Texas, it being set and shot in Texas, I have to have it in there.
See you, Mike. Have a good
See you.
night, man.
So yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I absolutely love that film.
That's a great first choice.
Yes. And number 10 is the complete opposite of a horror movie. It's gonna be a musical. Hairspray. I love Hairspray.
Never seen Hairspray. I don't do musicals except for the original Grease. That's the only musical that I could ever. Well, what's the one? There's another one. The Rocky Horror Picture Show. I like that one as
Okay,
well.
that's a good one too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Grease, I like the remake compared to the original one, but I've seen that movie so many
What
times
swag?
with my family. So yeah, Hairspray is up there.
Okay.
Mhm.
Hairspray.
All right. Number 9 is Jaws. I think
Jaws. That's a
Jaws is
great
just
movie.
I seen it with my sister. Well, I kinda I told her, "Hey, you gotta watch this with me because I love this movie." And she watched it. She's
Yeah.
like, "That was boring." I'm like, "You don't understand how amazing this movie is." Jaws, I think
Oh, dude.
it is it a
It
slow
had
build up
people
at times?
terrified, man. It had people scared to get in the ocean when it came out.
100%. Um, I think it's one of Spielberg's best movies. I love Jaws, and it's like his first hit. Came out in the '70s, mid '70s, so it was his first hit, and then obviously he just went on to have a great career.
But yeah, that's a great choice, man.
Number 8, I say is Interstellar, which is Christopher Nolan's film, Matthew McConaughey.
Mhm.
Um, I seen it for the first time recently, which is for me being a movie buff, having never seen Interstellar for so many years. But when I saw it recently, it just instantly jumped in my top 10. I think Matthew McConaughey puts on a havoc in that movie in terms of acting wise. It's a
He's a
beautiful
great
movie.
actor. I like him.
Yeah,
He's in a lot of really good movies.
yeah, definitely. He's a Texas guy too, so I love that. All right,
Yeah,
number
he is.
7, which you actually mentioned a minute ago, is Grease. I love
Agree.
Grease. I
It's a
actually
great,
rewatched it
great.
last week because of how much I love that movie. John Travolta's great.
Mhm.
Um, and there's not much more I can say about Grease. It's just a fun movie. I think it has a high rewatchability. I think that's why I've seen it so many times.
Let me tell
Um,
you something cool about that you need to check out. It's really cool. I used to be into punk rock
okay,
and ska music and when I was in high school, and there was a band by the name of Less Than Jake, and they did a whole ska album where they covered nothing but Grease songs, and it is amazing, dude. You got to check it out. It's
okay,
just type in like Less Than Jake and Grease, and I'm sure it'll bring it up. But dude, it's
okay,
awesome. They do every
okay.
single one of their songs in like a punk rock ska version, but it's cool. It's
Beauty
real
School
cool.
Dropout, I think it's gonna be amazing and punk.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna listen to that 100%. And then I'll go through my 6 through 4 pretty fast. Number 6, I have Days of Future Past X-Men.
Hmm.
I saw that in theaters. I love that movie a lot.
That's surprising. I didn't think I would see that on a top 10
Yeah,
list, but
I
okay.
know. A lot of people are like Days of Future Past. I love it, and also I'm a mid-century buff. I love anything 60s and 70s period piece. So it was set
That's
in the
cool.
70s. So I love that. Number 5 is my all-time favorite sports movie, which is Rocky.
Rocky classic.
That movie makes me tear up every time. I love his speeches that he gives in that movie, and that yeah. Number 4, Godfather 1. A lot of people put 2 over 1, but I put 1 over 2. Hello.
Tommy Cap, what's up, man? That's a great choice, dude. I watch that every year around Thanksgiving. I don't know why, but every year around Thanksgiving, I watch Godfather.
It has that feeling of just like fall,
I
like
don't know
that
why.
Italian.
I've always watched it around Thanksgiving.
I think because they eat a lot in that movie.
Maybe. I don't
Probably.
really have a logical explanation. It's just a Thanksgiving movie for me.
I love that. Okay, this is my top 3. 2 comic book movies in my top 3. Number 3, I'm going to go Captain America: Civil War, which I mentioned earlier.
Yep.
It's my favorite MCU movie. Captain America, Steve Rogers, and Tony Stark, I think are phenomenal.
That's cool. That actually answers another question because I meant to ask you earlier what your very favorite MCU movie was, but so that
Mhm.
answers that too. So
Yeah,
cool,
Civil War. Yep. Number
cool,
2 is probably the most 80s movie of all the 80s movies, and that's Back to the Future.
nice.
Back
Yes,
to the
great
Future is
choice,
my
man.
I love that movie. I've
I
seen it
love it.
countless times. I have couple of Back to the Future collection things that I have at the house. I think Michael J. Fox, he will forever be Marty McFly, of course. He's the only Marty McFly. And yeah,
Yep.
I love it. And then number 1, which I mentioned as well earlier, Dark Knight. I think Dark Knight is my all-time favorite movie.
Wow. Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool. Damn, that's a pretty good solid list, man. There are only two on your top 10 that surprised me.
Days of
The
Future Past.
X Men and the Dark Knight. I'm surprised you put Dark Knight at number one, but it's cool. It's
Yeah.
good. It's good. I like it.
Yeah, yeah. What I love, obviously, Heath Ledger. I think he was just an amazing
Oh,
Joker.
dude, he killed that role. Yeah,
Yeah, and
absolutely. He was the Joker.
yeah. And is it like I mentioned earlier, is it a one for one adaptation? No, it's not. Obviously it takes liberties at certain parts. But I think Christopher Nolan just put on a clinic for that movie. So yeah, I love that one a lot.
Now, as far as like, okay, we all have those movies that, like, I feel like everybody has a movie or two that they'll watch over and over and over that you've seen hundreds of
Mhm.
times. What's that movie for you? What's the movie that you've probably seen more than anything else?
Okay, I have two answers.
Okay.
One, okay, so I think the second most watched movie for me is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which came out in 2019. I think I've
Okay.
seen that
I think I've
movie
seen that.
over 30 times. And the movie is just dialogue the whole time. But like I mentioned earlier, I love the 60s and 70s and the history during those decades. And the
Hmm.
movie takes place in 1969. And it's about the Manson murders. It doesn't glorify the murders, but
Yeah.
it just glorifies that time where there was very divided in this country. You had hippies, you had you know people with the high and tight haircuts, and they were kind of clashing. So I just like how that movie sort of depicts that time. I really love that movie. And then my number one most watch is The Suicide Squad with James Gunn's movie.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I watched
Yeah,
that
which
recently.
which only came out a couple of years ago, but I seen the movie. I don't even know the number. Um, it's just I love it. And for I didn't even mention it in my top 10. I think it has it's special to me. I think it's beyond the top 10 for me. I think it's just a movie that I'm gonna watch for the rest of my life.
I think mine would be next Friday. When I was in high school, me and my friends, we went through this phase where every day after school we would watch Next Friday and
Okay.
party, whatever we were doing, hang out with girls and whatever. But I think we watched that every day after school for like a whole school year. And I know I've seen that movie 1,000 times, dude. No joke. I know I've seen Next Friday 1,000 times at least. Like,
That's so badass. I love
and
that.
we'll probably watch it another 1,000 times before I die. I don't know, but that's definitely the movie I've seen more than anything else. Believe it or not, was Next Friday, the second Friday movie.
Speaking of comedies, so I would assume that's your favorite comedy of all time.
No, man, it's actually not. I don't know what my favorite comedy would be of all time, but I don't know. It's just a funny movie that we enjoyed. Like we
Mhm.
memorized basically the whole movie, and we'd like quote the lines back and forth and stuff. It's just stupid high school stuff.
For me, I'd say Superbad. I saw that in high school so many
Super
times. I
bad.
think I think that's my next Friday.
Uh,
Uh, a lot of it you can't quote anymore.
Howard
Howard
the
the
Duck.
Duck.
That's a good one. The very first Marvel movie ever.
I wanted to get his Marvel Legends, but it's still like sort of retail at some parts. I'm like, I want to pay retail for that.
Yeah, I
His
have that
his
one.
Marvel Legends. What if?
That was a hard one to want to pay $25 for because it's tiny, man. It's like you get a little bitty figure. I think you get the biggest part of the build a figure piece. Like you get the torso. I think you
Mhm.
get or you get the biggest part of the weapon for I can't remember. But anyways, that was a hard one to spend $25 for. That one and Rocket Raccoon. They're both
Rocket's another
so
hard one.
little, man.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's tough,
Yep.
but
uh what uh What you got coming up on your channel, man? Let's talk about the channel a little bit. If you guys that are
Definitely, yeah.
watching, if you guys are not for some reason subscribed to Chris and Ralph Productions, please go hit that sub button. He's always reviewing films, TV shows, pop culture, all kinds of stuff over there. But what do you guys got coming up on the channel?
So movie reviews primarily. So Kung Fu Panda 4 came out. We saw it on Friday. We're gonna record our review most likely tomorrow, as whenever we're able to find some time this weekend. We're pretty busy.
Mm,
Um, we have Godzilla X Kong coming out, so we're gonna do a review for that one, and
cool.
as well as Ghostbusters. So what we do primarily on our channel is reviews and reactions.
Yep, you
Um,
do. I forgot to mention you do reactions as
yeah,
well.
we do the reactions and stuff. So those are the three that are coming out that we have planned. As well as I used to do, I used to do DC videos for a few weeks, but I haven't done it the last couple of months. I don't know why. I just haven't. So I'll get back on that because there's been a lot of Superman news recently. So good
Tony?
evening, comic verse. So yeah, that's what I have going around on our channel, and I do YouTube shorts, uh, majority of the week. So yeah, yeah.
What type of stuff do you generally do on your shorts?
I do a lot of comic book movie related shorts. So I talk a lot about Deadpool and Wolverine. I'll talk a
Cool.
lot about Superman. And then as well as, just DC and Marvel. That's the stuff what I primarily focus on is because the comic book genre is my favorite genre. It's my favorite movie genre. That's where I spend majority of my time indulging in. So I follow pages where every time I pick up my phone, there's something different. So a lot of the times I'm like, oh, look, this is breaking news. Let me make a reel about it. So people who follow me, if they don't know about it, they'll hear from me first. So yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, try to get the
Mhm.
first scoop on things. Yeah, that's awesome,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another reason to subscribe and follow the Chris and Ralph on IG. You got they are blah, spit it out. They are on IG under the same exact name as YouTube, Chris and Ralph Productions. So
Hmm.
you guys be sure to subscribe and follow. Let's talk about streaming a little bit. What's been
Yeah.
your favorite shows that have on streaming services in the past year? What you been watching, man?
Okay. So Beef, which is a Netflix show, which came out early last year. I think it came out like May of last year.
Yeah,
That's my favorite
yeah,
streaming show of the last calendar year.
cool.
It has Steven Yeun and Michelle Yeoh. I think Michelle Yeoh. I think that's her name. Oh no, Ali Wong. And it's just a drama comedy. That's my favorite show of the last year. Um, Outside of that, I'd say, ooh, that's tough.
Did you see?
I gotta
Did you
spin.
Twisted Metal? Have you seen that?
I watched the first couple of episodes. I dug it. I just need to get back
Yeah,
into it. Something that
I thought it
I'm
was
looking
cool.
forward to. That's what's up. What's up, Uncanny Swag? I'm happy you watched Beef. Beef is very underrated. I'm looking forward to the Fallout show. So I need to watch the Fallout show, which is coming out soon.
It looks good, man. It does look good,
Looks
and I
really
haven't
good.
played the
Yeah.
game. I don't know anything about Fallout, but it looks good though.
I'm playing Fallout 76 right now, which is not a lot of people's favorites, but I'm playing it just to get back into the mood of Fallout. So I'm looking forward to that. And what I've been indulging in the last couple of months, and it's not even TV shows, it's been wrestling. I've been watching a lot of
Mm,
wrestling recently.
hell yeah,
So I've been watching Monday Night Raw, SmackDown
dude!
live.
I
I've been
grew up
watching
on
it
Monday Night
live.
Raw, man. Every Monday, I
Yeah.
used to watch it with my brothers. Yeah,
Raw is down the street right now. They're down the street in Houston at the
oh,
Toyota
that's
Center.
awesome.
Yeah, so I'm
That's
excited.
cool.
I'm gonna watch that later on tonight. Um, yeah, I've been indulging in wrestling because I grew up watching wrestling. I just haven't last couple of years. Nuka Cola, what's up? I love that.
What are some of your favorite wrestlers? Who do you enjoy watching?
For me, John Cena's the GOAT. I will forever
Yeah,
be a John Cena fan.
okay,
I
nothing
don't know
wrong
if you
with
saw
that.
last night at the Oscars. He was like butt ass naked at the Oscars.
Oh, I saw that clip. I did see a clip of that. Yeah,
Oh, I thought that
yeah,
was
it's
funny.
funny. Yeah,
So him, Stone Cold Steve Austin, of course.
yes,
You can't go wrong with Stone Cold.
yeah,
And Taker, Undertaker. He's from Houston. He actually went to a high school that's probably like 10 minutes from me. So yeah, I say
that's cool.
Undertaker for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Those are yeah, that's I grew up watching Stone Cold and Undertaker, so good picks, man. Awesome picks.
Yeah. I'm going back and I'm rewatching the Attitude Era because I missed out
Mhm.
on it because I was a baby. So I'm rewatching all that stuff. So Yeah,
Oh, dude.
it was some good stuff. I missed
Oh
out on it.
man. Yeah, dude, that was a great time for wrestling. I used to practice me and my I have a brother that's a couple years younger, and we would watch it, and then when the show was on commercial, we would practice the moves that we just saw on each other until the show came back on. So it's pretty
They
much a
always have a
tradition.
message, "Don't try this at home." You're gonna try this
Oh,
at home.
dude, I don't know how I didn't break my little brother's neck doing under tombstone pile drivers and
Tombstone
shit like
power
that.
drivers.
Yeah. I don't know how I didn't kill that kid.
I actually so one of my cousins that I grew up with, he's a couple years older than me. I would go over to his house and we would watch wrestling a lot. He would jump off the roof of his house doing like swanton
Oh,
bombs
geez.
and leg drops and stuff, and I'd just be on the
Jeez,
trampoline.
dude.
So yeah, it was pretty fun.
That's like some hardcore wrestling stuff.
Yeah, we were not supervised.
That's awesome, man. Well, we got about 8 minutes left.
Okay,
What
yeah.
if you guys in the chat have any questions you want to ask, feel free to ask. You got
Yeah.
anything else you want to talk about, man? You got what are some goals that you have for the channel? Where do you want to go with the channel in the future?
Just this collabing with other YouTubers. I think I'm shy reaching out because I don't want a bigger YouTuber. Not saying you, obviously you're a bigger YouTuber than me. I'm saying like other YouTubers be like, "Oh, you're trying to munch off of my viewers." I'm like, I'm just trying to collab with people. I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah, and obviously that is not you at all. You're very welcoming,
No,
so I
man.
appreciate
No.
that. Thank you, Scott. I really do appreciate that.
Of
But at
course,
times it
man.
could be uh intimidating reaching out to other YouTubers to try to do collab videos. So for sure this year I want to kind of break out of that shell and reach out to other people. Be like, hey, let's do a video together. Let's do this or do that. So that is a goal of mine for sure.
I like that. I
And
like that.
outside of that, just try to figure out the algorithm. It
Jeez.
is
If
tough.
you figure it out, let me know. Let me know the trick because
100%. Yeah.
geez, man. Well, you heard it, guys. Watching. If you want to collab with somebody cool, Chris is looking to do some collabs this year. Anybody out there making videos, cool content, hit Chris up, man. He's looking to do some collabs. And dude, I've appreciated having you on. I've appreciated every time that I've been on a live stream with you. It's always been a lot of fun. So
Same. Yeah.
I was glad when you agreed to come hang out with us on Comic Book Addicts, man. I do appreciate you.
For sure. And like I said, I was excited this whole week. I was
Yeah,
looking
man.
forward to it. So yeah. Thank
We
you for
just got to
having me
get
on.
we got to get Frank back. We got to get Frank back going again.
Frank, if you're watching, message me back on Instagram. You haven't messaged me back on Instagram. But yeah, hope you're doing good, Frank.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Frank's BS, who we have done a lot of collaborating with. He started a new job, so he is getting used to the new job and stuff. But I'm sure he'll be back soon.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Well, anything else you want to talk about? You got anything else coming up? Any content you're gonna be dropping soon or anything like that?
Let's see. I don't know. Just reviews and reactions. So this month there's 4 movies coming. There's the Kung Fu Panda 4 review, so you can watch this week. You'll see it. There's going to be the Godzilla X Kong, so we'll do an out of theater reaction for a short, and then we'll do our review, so you can check that out as well. We're
Cool.
going to do Ghostbusters Afterlife or after I forget the name of it. Frozen Empire. We'll do that one. And then we'll also there's a new horror movie coming out. It's called A Night with the Devil. I watched that one by myself. I'm gonna I'll do a review and all that as well for that one. So there's about 5 or 6 videos planned for this month, and then
Nice.
beyond that, if you're looking for the further, I'm always doing DC and Marvel videos. So anytime there's a DC Marvel update, I'll always do a YouTube short, even if it's a quick, obviously 30 seconds. Just give my thoughts out and just let that out there. So yeah,
So try to be you're always trying to be fast with the scoop whenever you can get it. So trying to
definitely,
keep
yeah,
everybody up to date through your channel. That's cool, man. I like that.
yeah.
Awesome, dude. What are some are there any books that are coming out soon that you are looking forward to, or are there any action figure drops or any toy drops you're waiting on or looking forward to?
So for toys, McFarlane announced the JLA line, which is a Plastic Man Build-A-Figure. I think
Dude,
that's
that
gonna
looks
be
so good,
amazing.
man. That
That
looks
looks
so good.
so badass. The Aquaman, that's gonna be an instant cop. I love the Aquaman with the hook. Obviously, when Black Manta cut his hand off.
Mhm.
So that's gonna be that line's gonna be for sure. I'm not too crazy about the Superman. It looks good, the Superman, but I'm a fan of the red, white, and blue. I mean, the red, white, and blue, the red, blue, and yellow. So this
Yeah.
suit's a little different. Obviously, more is JLA Superman. But that Plastic Man alone is enough to cop that whole line.
Oh man, it's so good, dude. I was blown away
Yeah.
by that. And a lot of times I'm very picky when it comes to McFarlane toys because
Hmm.
they're so expensive, man. It's just these toys are expensive, dude. So you kind of got to be. But that Plastic Man, holy crap.
Yeah.
But anyways, Matt was wanting to know who are the three people in the top right picture of your background.
This is me right here. So this picture is probably like 7 years old. It's
Okay.
me, and then it's Ralph in the middle, baby when he was a baby. When I say
Younger
baby, he's
brother.
probably like 8 years old right here. And then our sister. She's never been on camera.
Okay.
She's my sister, so she could be
Yeah.
mean. She could be mean.
Is she the youngest? Is she the youngest of you three?
No, she's the middle child.
The middle child.
Ralph's
Okay.
the youngest, and I'm the oldest. So the burden of the oldest lays upon me.
Right. I'm the
But
oldest
yeah,
too.
I wouldn't change it any other way. I love being bossy, and then their attitude is always fun. So
It's fun. It's yeah, man. It's fun. Being the big brother definitely has its benefits. I'm the big brother of I got two younger sisters and two younger brothers. So
okay,
yeah, it's been fun, man. Matt, very nice. Thanks for coming
I
to hang out,
appreciate.
Matt.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate the question. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, dude. Well, man, I think that you're doing great stuff over on your channel, and I think that you're doing really, really great stuff in real life with the school and all that. And I like the
Thank
path
you.
that you're on, man. And I wish you nothing but the best going forward. I think you're gonna do well, man. I really do. I think if you stay on the path that you're on now and just keep pushing, I think you're gonna do great, dude. And I really,
Thank you.
I wish you all the success, and thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the chat. I saw they were active. I've been following along. So I appreciate
Yeah,
y'all
man.
watching and sticking along. Obviously you stayed for Scott, and hopefully I was entertaining as well. I can give long-winded answers, but
You did, man. You were good.
I
You were
love it.
perfect, man. It's fun. Yeah, I
Thank
had a
you.
blast, dude. We'll have to
Yeah,
get you back real soon, and get an updated movie comic book addicts in the future one day,
for
and
sure. Yeah.
maybe we can yank Frank on here with us or something.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, dude, I wanted to thank you. I also wanted to thank everybody in the chat, man. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. I really appreciate you guys so much. And anybody checking out the replay, getting pretty close on my watch time, working my way towards monetization. So watching the replay really helps me get there. So thank you guys that are catching this on the replay. Thank you so much. Next week, we will have K-Pop Junkie Katie coming to hang out on Comic Book Addicts episode 59. It's going to be a blast. I cannot wait to have Katie on. That's going to be so much fun. That's going to be next week, next Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And unfortunately, tonight, Between the Lines is canceled, but we still got a couple of really good live streams coming up. Where's my thing at? We got 22 Comics at 9 p.m. Eastern time with his top 10 alternatives. And then we got Will Cup O Comics with his Monday Night Raw books at 10 p.m. Eastern time. But they'll be back next week. Between the Lines will be back next week. And so will the Monday Night lineup. I hope you guys will join us. But until then, I will leave you with how we always do, with a little bit of Biggie Shack, if I can find it. Here it is. See you guys later.
I'd say that one is a banger, man. It's a real certified banger, dude.